What's going on, everybody? So it's the end of 2019 and I wanted to create kind of like a recap video of the year. And I wanted to start the video by just saying thank you for watching my channel. If you watch my videos, if you smash the like button, which you should do right now, or if you comment on any videos in any type of way, that really helps the YouTube algorithm. So it helps to push the videos out so I can get more views, more watch time, more subscribers, and really grow the brand and eventually create more videos. So thank you very much. And not only that, if you ever have any questions on any type of videos or subject or anything that I put out, just drop the question in the comment section below on the video and I respond to every single comment, or I try to. So definitely feel free to ask questions. I'll freely answer any type of question, almost any type of question. And the second thing I was going to say was, if you ever have any ideas for videos, like say, hey, you should do this type of video, also drop them in the comments below. I'm always looking for good video ideas. I'm very open-minded and I'm always trying to improve my videos, improve the topics and everything like that. So definitely feel free to give me some ideas if you think you know of a good video idea or two. So next up, I wanted to do a quick recap of the year and some of the accomplishments that this channel achieved. So the biggest one was that it became monetized. And to get monetized in YouTube basically just means you can start making money from YouTube. So I get paid on ads. I try not to run too many ads, but it helps to support the channel because I can reinvest it in, I have all this cool lighting gear, even though it may not look like it right now. I got this cool table, lighting, new cameras, stuff like that. So it does really help. And to get monetized on YouTube is not easy. You have to have, I think, 10,000 hours of watch time in a year, over 1,000 subscribers, and then obviously your channel has to be a legitimate channel. It can't just be some pirated material or anything like that. There's a lot of craziness out there on YouTube right now. So that was one of the accomplishments. And another accomplishment is that now we're up to over 600 views every single day and over 30 hours of watch time every single day. And by the time I put this video out, it might even be higher than that. But being a small YouTuber, and I know there's YouTubers that get millions and millions of views and watch time and whatnot, but being a small YouTuber and watching my channel go from 50 views a day to 200 to 300 to now over 600 and then over 30 hours of watch time every single day. Someone's watching me over 30 hours every single day. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty insane, honestly. And my goal with this channel is to just keep building it up as big as possible. So I'm gonna put out more videos. I'm gonna be more strategic. I'm gonna listen to your feedback. I'm gonna get better on camera. I'm gonna improve the quality of my lighting, setup, everything. And just keep improving and see how big I can get it. And again, thank you for supporting me throughout this YouTube journey, so to speak. And the third accomplishment was earlier this year, I was able to collaborate with two of the biggest YouTubers in the world. Now, the video wasn't on my channel, it was on Meet Kevin's channel, if you're familiar with Meet Kevin or Graham Stephan. They were both in the video. I was in the video in kind of a lesser role. I was with my brother. We were doing a walkthrough of a DC property. So it was pretty cool to collaborate with two of the biggest YouTube stars in the world, essentially. So overall, it was a great year in 2019. And the rest of this video, what I did, so I looked over all the videos I did in 2019 and I chose the ones that got the most amount of views and also the ones that I like the most, so it's not just by views. And I put them together in kind of a compilation. So you can see basically the top 10 videos from 2019. So you may have seen some of them, maybe you haven't. And what I try to do with every single video is drop at least one great piece of information that you may have not heard before. So I could almost guarantee you that in every single video that you watch, you're gonna get 1% smarter in whatever it is I'm kind of talking about. Maybe it'll just give you a new perspective, maybe it'll be an interesting fact, maybe it'll be a new tactic or tip, but every single video I try to drop one really good piece of information. So if you watch the rest of these videos, I can guarantee you, you're gonna hear something you've never heard before. I can guarantee you, you're gonna get a little bit smarter, a little bit sharper, maybe that 1% better at real estate investing, marketing, personal finance. So thanks again for watching. Definitely watch the rest of these videos. Drop me a comment if you have any questions or comments, and look forward to seeing you in 2020. All right, bye. All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about 7 different ways to get a great real estate deal without using a real estate agent. And these are all ways that I've personally used myself, or an investor friend close to me has also used successfully. So these are all proven strategies to finding basically off-market deals that most people are not even aware are for sale. And that's how you get the best deals, when there's very little competition. So let's get into it. All right, strategy number 1 is to use wholesalers. Now, a wholesaler is someone that finds basically off-market properties and sells the rights of those contracts to rehabbers, to more experienced investors for a fee of anywhere from $5,000 to 10, 20, even 50, even 100,000, depending on the profit margin and how good of a deal it is. So the most effective way to work with wholesalers is to have a lot of them. If you're just relying on one wholesaler to send you deals, or even 2 or 3 wholesalers, you're probably not going to get any deals. Wholesalers are kind of notorious for overinflating the after renovated value and underinflating the cost of repairs. So that's why you need consider it like a team of wholesalers. Most investors, they approach real estate investing and they say, oh yeah, I got Tim, the wholesaler, sending me deals, and they're just relying on him. When in reality, there might be 50 or even 100 wholesalers in any given city at any given time. And if you have all of those people sending you deals, you're going to have a significantly higher chance of finding some diamond in the rough properties. And in many markets, you only need like 1 deal per year to do extremely well. So you need to be very strategic about getting wholesalers. Now, the way to get wholesalers on your list, the way to find these 25, 50, 100, 200 people in any given city, the first way would be writing down bandit sign numbers. Anytime you see a bandit sign number, write that down. That can be person number 1 on your wholesaling team. And honestly, in any big city, you probably could see like 5 or 10 of those on a given day if you're really looking. So you can write down those numbers. Another way would be going on LinkedIn and just searching wholesaler in the search bar, and then going to real estate, and then going to your city. And it should have a minimum of like 10 wholesalers, but usually if it's a bigger city, it's going to have anywhere from 50 to 100 wholesalers on LinkedIn. And you can get their contact information and basically just add them to your list. And the third way of finding wholesalers would be going to networking events. So meetup groups, real estate meetup groups are great. You can find wholesalers there. RIA groups, Real Estate Investor Association groups, are also great. So you can find 5, 10, 20 wholesalers at those groups as well. And between those 3 strategies, I mean, you could have 100 wholesalers on your list. And if you stay in touch with them via email or text or phone call, once every couple weeks, once a month, they're going to start sending you deals. Most people do not do that, and most people only have 1 or 2 wholesalers. So if you have a whole team of 100 wholesalers sending you deals, you're going to start to see some good deals, I can guarantee you. All right, the second way, this is actually my favorite way of finding deals, and this is how I find like the majority of my deals, is strategic direct mail. And the thing I love about direct mail is that it's very inexpensive. It costs, basically 50 cents to send out a postcard. So I can reach, 5,000 different households essentially for like $2,500. And if I'm marketing to 5,000 different people that have already pre-qualified themselves as motivated sellers, which a big part of direct mail, you only want to send direct mail to motivated sellers. You never want to send direct mail just to the general population. And the way you find these motivated seller lists is you can go on places like alescodata.com, melissadata.com. You can go to your courthouse and build a list. You're basically looking for like absentee owners, tax liens, pre-foreclosure, probate, different things like that, where someone might be looking to sell their house fast to an investor in the most hassle-free way possible. So if you send targeted direct mail to pre-qualified prospects, you're going to have a pretty good likelihood of finding some good deals. And one thing I want to add about direct mail is that your response rate is going to be like pretty low. That's just the nature of direct mail. If you look at the history of direct mail, and I actually have read a lot of direct mail books and marketing books, direct mail has never gotten like a 50% response rate. It's always been like, 2 or 3%, sometimes 1%, sometimes as much as 5, 10%. But generally speaking, you should expect to get about a 1% response rate with your direct mail. However, if you really look at the math behind it, it's a great ROI. So if you, let's say I send out 5,000 postcards, which I do, and you don't need to start with that amount. You can start at a small scale, learn how to get 5 leads a month, learn how to get 10 leads a month, and then scale it up from there. I remember one time I spent like $5,000 on direct mail, and I got so many leads I just wasn't able to handle the amount of leads I got, and I wasn't very strategic about it. So you want to kind of scale it up as you go. But what I was going to say, the math behind it, if you send out 5,000 postcards and you get a 1% response rate, and it takes 25 leads to get a deal, you just got yourself 2 off-market deals that are probably going to be significantly more profitable than the cost of your direct mail. So it's a very viable strategy. And I would would also say this, for all the people that say, direct mail doesn't work, what they don't realize is that the top real estate investors in any market, they'll do like 20, 30, even 100,000 mailers every single month. And these might only be like, the top 2 or 3, it might only be 2 or 3 people that are actually doing this in every market. But, it's probably a good idea to model the top investors. And you don't need to send out that many. You can start generating leads just by sending out 1,000, 2,000. But you don't want to send out like 20 letters and then say direct mail doesn't work. That's not the way it works. So try to scale it up once you get a comfort level for it. Okay, the third way of finding a great deal without a real estate agent is looking at estate sales. So in any major newspaper, they're going to have estate sales. If you look on Craigslist, they're going to have estate sales. There's also estate sale companies, and they publish different information on the estate sales they have coming up. And while those estate sales are more like selling, an old couch or a painting and things like that, you can still contact those people and say, look, I'm looking to buy the property. And I guarantee you, if you contacted like 50 estate sales, or maybe not even that many, maybe like 25, those people are going to be selling the property, a good portion of them. And they might be interested in just an easy, as is, type of offer. So that can be a very good strategy, especially if you think of these marketing strategies over the course of a year. So if you were to do this estate sale strategy, for example, over the course of 12 months, I can guarantee you would get some very motivated sellers. All right, strategy number 4, and this is a more advanced strategy. If you are a real estate investor and you're looking to scale your business up, what you can do is you can have basically open houses at your rehab projects. You can do before and after. I know a lot of investors where they'll email out to their email list, which includes real estate agents, wholesalers, rehabbers, private money lenders, different people in the real estate industry. They'll say, hey, check out my rehab project. I'm about to start on it. This is what I bought it for. This is how I find it. It's like a mini educational seminar almost locally. And you'll get so many leads coming in from that because people will want to be a part of it. There'll be private money lenders, there'll be wholesalers. Hey, how can I work with you? There'll be rehabbers that say, hey, use this contractor. Different opportunities will come about from that. And then you can do one, maybe once the property's fixed up. Maybe it's a good idea not to do it at a live construction site. So maybe once it's fixed up, say, hey, check out this investment project I did. If you want to get in on the next one, this is how you do it. And you'll get a lot of people that way. Strategy number 5 is actually cold calling. So a lot of very successful real estate investors have been using this strategy recently. And basically you just get a large list of people. You scrape the phone numbers off the do not call list. So you don't want to be calling people that are on the do not call list. And believe it or not, there's going to be tens of thousands of people that aren't on that list. And then you might qualify it by certain zip codes and maybe other demographic information. And you can look, there's cold calling scripts online. If you just look at real estate investor cold calling script, you can have a script, but then you just, go through and call different people. And if you reached out to if you spend a few hours every single day, maybe you called 100 people or 200 people a day, or maybe let's say 500 people a week. That's 2,000 people a month. You're going to get a lot of leads that way. And eventually, once you get enough leads, once you get 25, 30 leads, you should be able to get a deal. And that's a very inexpensive way. If you have some hustle and you have some drive, that's a great way to start getting off-market deals. Okay, strategy number 6. So once you kind of get into this real estate investing world, it's not a huge world. You're going to know who the big players are in any market. So what you want to do is you want to contact these people. You want to reach out to them, maybe introduce yourself, say, look, you're new to real estate, and say, look, if you have a deal where maybe you're not going to buy the property, but it's still a good deal, let me know about it. A lot of times I see competitors say, look, I'm not going to purchase this property. It's too much work, or we prefer this area. They might just pass it off to an investor friend of theirs. So if you made a list of all the real estate investors and just said, hey, look, if you get any good leads that you're not going to buy or any deals that you're not going to buy, just let me know about them. I might be interested. So that's a great way to get off-market properties from, qualified investors. Okay, strategy number 7. So once you start to build some experience in the real estate investing world, maybe you're using some of these strategies and people are getting to know you as a real estate investor. Maybe you're doing some social media and people are asking you questions about your deals and whatnot. You can start to mentor new investors in your area. And you can say, look, hey, I'll mentor you for free. Just bring me good deals and we'll split them 50-50. And for a new real estate investor who's motivated and maybe they don't want to spend, $30,000, $40,000 on coaching, but they're doing marketing to find good deals, this could be a win-win situation. So you should have 3 or 4 people that you're mentoring at any given time that are serious and focused, that can bring you leads, and then you can joint venture on them. I've done many joint ventures and they've worked out very successfully. Okay, so thanks for watching this video on 7 different ways to get a great real estate deal without a realtor. And if you know any other strategies, drop them in the comments below. Or if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And thanks for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video,
I'm going to be analyzing a deal I got. This was actually a pretty good lead. It was very close to being a deal. And honestly, I'm probably going to look back like 6 months from now and look what it sold for and be like, crap, I should have bought that condo. So let me know at the end of this video if you think you would have bought this or not. And before we jump into this video, please smash that like button. And that being said, let's get into it. So here's the information on the seller. This was actually just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo. It was in the stages of being fixed up. It's an inherited property. So I actually got this was a direct mail lead where the seller just emailed me. He didn't give me his phone number, so we've kind of been communicating via just email. But here's the address. It's on the first floor. So that was the first thing that concerned me a little bit. This condo building, it seems to not really have that big of an effect. Some condo buildings, the first floor is going to have a huge effect, but this one, it actually, because there's like a patio on the first floor units, it actually helps a little bit. So 1 bathroom model, kitchen in progress, bed, bathroom painted, still needs second bath refreshed. So it seems like it needs a little bit of work. It's probably livable besides the kitchen, probably just needs some updating. So the first thing I do when I get a property like this is I just go to the tax record. So here's a tax record on the property, and I look for the square footage, because with condos, square footage is a big deal. You know, a house, 200 or 300 square feet might not make that big of a difference, but a condo, especially on the first floor, that's going to be a big difference. So it's 1,015 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. So what I did was I pulled up all the 2-bedroom, 2-bath in this same condo complex that have sold over the past year. So this is how I come up with my after renovated value. So fortunately, there was 9 comps. Sometimes when you do condo searches, there might only be a couple that have sold, so you kind of have to be really conservative. You can see this one, the sale price, and then there's also some of these have seller concessions. So sometimes when you're in lower price points, there's concessions given, so you always have to check for that. So 157 minus 2,000, so really 155. This one sold for about 153. This one's coming soon at 150. This is 147. So on the high end, and these are about the same square footage, 1,050, 1,050, 1,059. This one's 1,015, so that was actually the same square footage. So I'm going to look pretty closely at square footage, and then also this is unit 101. This is the unit next door. So this one's going to be listed at 150. Oh, it looks like it sold recently. Oh no, so that's a different address, 101. But so there's a couple sales at 150. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to see how renovated some of these comps are. So this one looks like it's pretty well. I mean, it's not. I mean, it has recessed lights, hardwood floors. Bathroom's been renovated. This bathroom's been somewhat updated. It's nice, you know, it's painted. The washer dryer that's newer. The balcony. Let me just go back to the interior. So the kitchen's been somewhat updated. It's got stainless steel cabinets are newer. I mean, so it's not like a full gut renovation. I'm not going to have to, for a 2-bedroom condo, 1,015 square feet, I'm not going to have to spend like 50,000, even if because I'm probably going to, you know, I made this guy an offer without even seeing the property, and I'll tell you what I made the offer at. But let me just get a couple more. So this is pretty nice, you know. So this is a newer kitchen. I don't know what's up with this countertop. But they have recessed lights. I'm assuming the recessed lights were added on, so that's going to be a little bit of an expense. New paint, new floors. See, the bathrooms aren't even like fully renovated. You know, it's got the old yellow tile. It hasn't been that up. You know, this bathroom hasn't been that updated. So, you know, I'm going to budget this repair cost. So this guy, you know, 1 bathroom remodeled, kitchen in progress, both bedrooms painted. So I'm going to budget this repair cost at maybe like 25,000, which might even be on the high side. So it's going to be about, let's say 15 for the kitchen, and then 10,000 for, let's say, like recessed lights plus if the HVAC or hot water heater needs to be replaced, or just other different expenses. There's not going to be too many variables with a condo. So we're going to put the repair budget at 25,000. We're going to put the after renovated value. This is at 155. This is 153, 150. Because this is on the first floor, and because this area is a little bit further away from typically where I like to buy, I'm going to put the after renovated value at 150. So 25,000 repairs, 150 is the after renovated value. Now, like I said, I've been communicating with this guy via email. He doesn't have a, usually I prefer to call somebody, obviously, or even meet them in person, but this is what he's looking for the property. If given a fair offer of 100,000, he would sell it ASAP. If not, I'll continue to remodel and sell via an agent later this year. So as you can see, I responded back. The first ones take a little bit longer. There was one that sold for 100,000 that was listed on the market. I think it needed a little bit of work. So I offered him 80,000, and he actually kept it at 100,000. So I'm going to pull out the deal analyzer right now and kind of show you what the numbers would look like. And this is, 80,000 I would buy it, pretty much without seeing it. But let me pull up the deal analyzer. Okay, so here's my fancy deal analyzer. So we're going to plug some numbers in and see if this works. So the sale price, that was the after renovated value, 150. It might be 155, but I want to be a little bit conservative. The purchase price, he wants 100,000. Okay, I offered him 80. He wants 100. Closing costs, we put in about 2.5%. Repairs, I'm going to put in 25,000. That might be a little bit on the high side. Let's go with 20,000. So that's about 10,000 for a kitchen, 10,000 for everything else. And like you said, some of it's been updated. And these properties here that sell for 150, they're not fully renovated either. So it's not like I have to do a gut renovation. So we'll do 20,000. Interest is 12,000 if I use hard money. Carrying costs about 2,500. Sales commission 9,000. So with this numbers, like 100,000 sounds like a really good deal if they sell for 150. But if we see down here, the net profit is only 2,000 bucks. So obviously that doesn't make too much sense. However, I would say I was considering doing this deal because, number one, if I financed it myself, right? If I didn't use hard money, I would save 12,000 bucks right there. I mean, the money theoretically could be used for something else, but I would save 12,000 if I put my own money there. So that'd be $100,000 into the deal. Next up, because I'm a licensed agent, I would also save, about $5,000 right there. So that's 15,000 that I would save. So now when we take 15 and we add it to 2, that's a $17,000 profit on a pretty low risk type of deal. The reason I say low risk is because, it's a pretty low price point. There's pretty solid comps, and it doesn't need a lot of work. I could probably be in and out of this renovation after like two weeks. I mean, literally just 1 week. But between getting contractors and everything, 2 to 3 weeks, it could probably be done and get this thing listed, and potentially make a profit of 17,000. And 17,000 is $200K a year just for like a little condo like this. However, I passed up on this deal because, number one, I'm stretching myself a little bit on this one. To make a $2,000 profit, I mean, theoretically 17,000. It's just a little bit tight. I probably would have done. I offered him 80,000, and I thought, I mean, usually when a seller says I want 100,000 or 500,000, and then you offer lower, they usually meet you in the middle, or they come down a little bit. This guy was pretty set in his numbers. So if he had just come down to like 90,000, that's a net profit of 13,000, but then plus interest of plus another 15, so that's about a $30,000 profit. I definitely would have done it at 90,000. So if you want a copy of this deal analyzer, there's a copy on my website. The link is below. But that's, you gotta use the MAO formula, the 70% formula, but you also have to bring out the deal analyzer, because sometimes if it's a low risk, I was very close to just saying, you know what, yeah, I'll make 2,000 or 17,000 on this deal. So I passed up on the deal for now, but who knows?
I'm gonna stay in touch with this seller. A lot of times sellers will drop their price after, a couple months if maybe the something happens, repairs are taking too long, he's just getting fed up. There's different reasons why sellers will lower their price and call you. I've had plenty of sellers that have dropped. I had one seller that dropped the price by 100,000, call me back a year later with $100,000 price drop, and I was able to buy that property. So stay in touch with the sellers. Um, and also let me know if you would have bought that deal, let me know. Because I think I'm going to look this property up in about 3 months, and I'm going to see if it sells for like 160 or something like that. I'm going to be pissed, especially since these weren't fully renovated. But that's basically how I analyze deals. I use the Mayo formula. I use the deal analyzer. Um, and I take into account the size of the renovation. Like I would never do like a $100,000 renovation to make $2,000 or $15,000. But if I'm only putting in $15,000 or $20,000 to the deal in terms of the renovation costs, I'm pretty happy with that deal. And also, like the lowest property that sold in this neighborhood sold at 119 or 117, so 120, 125. I mean, so I could buy it at 100,000 and almost just probably relist it for 120 if I really wanted to. I don't know if the numbers would work as well at that price, but sometimes people just do that. Sometimes people just buy it and relist it, and that can be a good strategy. That's called wholetailing. So if the property is not in like horrible condition, like this one I think was in probably pretty livable condition, you can just relist it, clean it out, do some landscaping, or just make sure it looks somewhat presentable, and then just relist it on the market. So we'll see what happens. I'll look this property up. Here's the address right there if you want to tell me what it sold for. If it sold for a lot, definitely don't tell me though, because I might be kind of pissed. But thanks for watching, and definitely subscribe. Please like, please share, and let me know if you have any comments, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.
What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I make over $20,000 per year in passive income online. But not only that, I'm going to share the strategies, the exact strategies that I'm going to use to get to over $100,000 per year in passive income, which is a goal of mine and something I think I should be able to achieve in the next 6 to 12 months. I don't know if you saw a previous video that I made about how to make $1,000 per month in passive income. Now I've reached $20,000 per year, and now it's building up momentum, and I kind of have a hang of it now. So I'm going to talk about the strategies in this video. And if you like passive income and you want to make 20K per year in passive income, please like this video, smash that like button, and let's get started. Okay, so passive income stream number one, and this is the majority of my passive income comes from this source, and that's Kindle books on Amazon. So I've published a book series on Amazon about real estate investing. I have some marketing, finance books, different things like that. And that's my main source of passive income. And I would say this, Kindle books on Amazon are not too difficult to publish. So if you have a passion or interest or something that you just love to do, your hobby, chances are you can write a Kindle book about that passion or subject. And a couple of tips on publishing books. Number one, you don't need to go through a fancy publisher. The books I've written they're more like guides. They're more like informational guides. So at a minimum, you should probably write about 10,000 words would be my recommendation. But not only that, you should write at least 10,000 words. You should use a professional editor. There's plenty of affordable editing services out there. And then you should also have a series of books. So one thing that really, I guess you could say, exploded my passive income online was instead of just writing one book about real estate or one book about marketing, I wrote an entire series. So people that might like one book, the chances are if they like it, they'll probably read the other ones. So instead of just making money off of one product, I've made money off of, I think I have like 10 or 15 different books out there. Another quick tip if you're going to publish Kindle books on Amazon is that you should create obviously a Kindle version, but also a paperback and an audiobook version. That can basically triple your income online. I see a lot of books out there that might only have a paperback, might only have a Kindle, and a lot of books don't even have audiobooks, whereas audiobooks are about half of my income because there's not much competition. As of right now, if you look in the real estate industry on Audible, you'll probably see a lot of my books. There's not too many people that have done that. Even publishing companies that have millions and millions of dollars are not even smart enough to realize that they should probably publish an audiobook version of the book. It's crazy to me. So always publish 3 different versions, and try to create a series around your topic. My second stream of passive income online, which I make about $10 a day or so, is YouTube ad revenue. So this is just, just running ads on YouTube videos. And now you don't want to bombard people with ads. Of course, nobody likes that. But once you reach a certain point, as of right now, it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, YouTube will allow you to run ads. And it can be very profitable, especially if you're in like the marketing, finance, real estate niches. So you really just turn the ads on. And a couple of tips with YouTube ad revenue. Number one, you want to try to have at least 10-minute videos, because if you have 10-minute videos, you can put an ad in the middle of your video. If your video is only like 9 minutes and 58 seconds, YouTube will only allow like one ad in the beginning. So by having a 10-minute video, you can put the ad in the beginning as well as an ad kind of in the midway point, or really anywhere you want. So that's something that's been very helpful and pretty much drastically increased my YouTube ad revenue. And really from here on out, I don't think I'm ever going to make a video under 10 minutes. Obviously I don't want to just like drag on and just talk about nonsense in some type of video just to make it 10 minutes. But you get the point. Try to make your videos at least 10 minutes. Additionally, similar to publishing books, you also want to create a series around your YouTube videos. So if there's someone that's like looking to watch basketball videos, they probably don't want to watch videos of just random stuff like your cat or your dog or something like that. So your channel should be very focused. It should be all basketball videos, maybe 50 basketball videos, because if they watch the one and they like it, they'll probably want to watch the other ones, which is going to grow your subscriber base. You're going to get more views, you're going to get more watch time. And that's really how you build up a channel, by having a series of related videos. Lastly, you should try to immerse yourself and invest in your YouTube education. For the first 2 years of YouTube, I had no idea what I was doing. I just kind of put out videos here and there. I'd get some views every now and then. I'd get some views and some watch time, and 1 or 2 videos would do pretty well. But ever since investing in like seminars and online programs from some of the top YouTubers in the business, I've gotten monetized, so now I'm making thousands of dollars per year off of YouTube, and potentially much more. But I've just been also more strategic with my videos. There's things you're going to learn, even if you just learn one thing from a seminar or an online program. It's going to help you be much stronger on YouTube and get more viewers. It's a faster way to go about it. If you just mess around by yourself making videos, you're not really going to be as effective as if you invest in a program, go to a course, meet other people, and see what they're doing, and then model the best strategies. So definitely invest in yourself when it comes to YouTube. My third source of passive income is my website. So in my books and in my videos, I try to drive a lot of people to my website, and I sell affiliate products on there. And affiliate income, as of right now, it's not a huge source for me. I think as I get more traffic and build up my brand a little bit more, it'll start to be a bigger source of income. But basically the way affiliate marketing works is, I have different products and services that I use on a daily basis. And if I like something a lot, whether it's health related, I made a video about this like green smoothie that I like to take every week, or actually every day. Or maybe it's a marketing related product, or maybe a review of a camera, just different products and services that have been helpful to me. I'll make a review about it and I'll put it as like a recommended resource on my website. And once you get a certain amount of people to your website, and people trust you and people know you, and you're recommending different products, then you can start to get paid by the companies. So most businesses, if they're smart, will have some type of affiliate program, where if you direct someone to their website and they make a purchase, you get a certain cut. Like Amazon, for example, has an affiliate program. I think it's like 4% or 5%. But if someone's purchasing a lot of goods on Amazon and you have a lot of traffic going to that link, it could be a very good revenue source. And most affiliate programs are actually a lot more than Amazon. So every company and every product, chances are they might have an affiliate program. So if there's something that you like to use a lot and you recommend it, you should make a video or a piece of content, or maybe recommend it just on your website. And if you have enough people going there, people are going to purchase it. And that's another source of passive income where, whether I work or not, it's people can purchase it and I can make money. So those are my 3 main sources of passive income online to make over $20,000 per year. And the way I would approach this business, because you can do it part-time, you can do it full-time. If you have a job, honestly, keep your job, because you can make the full-time income, and then this can just be a hobby. Because the way I think about passive income online, or passive income in general, it's like a game. I just want to see how far I can take it. My goal is $100,000 per year in passive income, which I think I should get in the next 6 to 12 months based on the trajectory and some of the things that I'm actually going to talk about in this video. But think about it like a game. Just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously if you don't hit your goal. And honestly, once you start making like $1 per day in passive income or $1 per month, that's exciting. That's a big deal. I remember like my first couple of sales were, pretty exciting stuff. When you see that there's other ways of making money that don't require you to necessarily commute a couple hours every day. So try to make your first dollar online, then try to make your first $10 per month, $100 per month, and then you can make videos like this where you talk about, hey, I made $1,000 per month, $20,000 per year, and I'm going to keep updating you. So I'll probably make a video once I hit maybe $50,000 per year, or who knows. I'll make different videos where I can add value and kind of teach you exactly what I'm doing to make money online. And the second part of this video is how I'm going to get to $100,000 per year in passive income. So the very first thing I'm trying to do actively right now is actually buy an apartment building. So I'm trying to buy an apartment building that will basically make, hopefully somewhere between $5,000 and $10,000, in cash flow every single year. So that would add, let's say another $10,000 per year in passive income. So that would get it up to like, let's say $40,000. And I think rental real estate, especially apartment buildings, is a great long-term goal. If you have some cash saved away, you can buy maybe like a 4-unit building and then eventually scale up to like 10 and 20 or 50-unit buildings. Because a mentor of mine said this. He said, look, people that invest in real estate, they do pretty well. But people that own apartment buildings, those people are wealthy. So I'm trying to really focus more of my investing income really just on buying larger scale assets like apartment buildings that can generate a lot of cash flow. So that's going to be one of my strategies for getting to 100K per year in passive income. The next strategy is higher ticket products. So right now, the majority of my income comes from Kindle books, which are like, $5-10. So I sell a lot of those. I might sell like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 per month or so. But they're also pretty low ticket. So I'm only making, $2, $4, $5 every single purchase. However, if you look at all the top internet marketers, the people that are making the most, they're selling products that are like $997, maybe $5,000, maybe $10,000, maybe even $20,000 just for a single product or a single service. So my goal to get to 100K is to really focus on more of the higher end products and services. And I can relate this to real estate as well. The top earning real estate agents, real estate investors, they don't focus on like the $5,000 deals. I was actually working at a real estate company where, we do like $5,000 deals. We do a lot of them, but there's only so many $5,000 deals you can do. At the same time, I did a couple deals that made $100,000. And not to say it's like, oh, it's the easiest thing in the world just to do $100,000 deals. But the highest earning people in pretty much any industry, they don't focus on the low ticket. They focus on the higher ticket products and services. So as a real estate investor, you should focus on the higher end, more profitable properties. And the same is true with internet marketing. Try to focus on higher ticket products. Because if I'm selling a $1,000 product, I might only have to sell like 1 or 2, or maybe 3 or 4 of those every single month to do extremely well. Whereas if I'm selling $5 products like I am now, I have to sell like 1,000 of those every single month to make a decent income. So focus on a higher ticket. The third way I'm going to get to 100,000 passive income is through dividend stocks. So there's plenty of stocks out there, many that have been around for a long time, that will pay you a dividend every single quarter. I think some might even pay every single month. But you obviously invest in the stock and then they'll pay you a certain amount every single quarter, every single month, depending on how well the stock does. And those, I think they tend to get a little bit lesser return than, obviously like a high-tech stock or something like that, but they can be more dependable and more of like a truly passive cash flow every single quarter and every single year. So that's my plan to get to $100,000 per year in passive income. And once I hit that goal, maybe my goal will be like $100,000 per month or maybe even more than that. It's really a lot of fun. I have a friend that I'm doing this with right now, and he's making money online. I'm making money online. And, we're not making $50,000 or $100,000 per month, obviously, but just adding, a couple $100, adding $500 per month, $200 per month, even $100 per month. It's pretty exciting stuff because you're just creating money, whether you work or not. You're making money in your sleep. And it's exciting to see it build. So keep in mind that there's many different ways to make passive income, online, offline, dividend stocks, things like that. And, I would focus on making like your first dollar in passive income, but also try different strategies. So for me, I've tried many different strategies. So I've done the Kindle publishing around real estate books. So maybe you could publish some informational guides around your product or service or whatever your passion is. Number 2, you can do YouTube videos. You can make YouTube ad revenue. I was pretty terrible when I got started at video marketing, and pretty much everyone told me I shouldn't do it and talked a lot of trash. But it's fun, for me it's fun just to like get better and improve on things. So even if you're bad or you think you're bad at video marketing, just get in front of a camera and start doing it. And it's impossible not to get better if you want to improve. It's going to be hard not to. I mean, if you put your mind to something, especially with video marketing, you can get better. Like, yeah, there are people that are naturals, but there's also people that have done like 100 videos and all of a sudden they become a natural just because they've done it so much and they've learned from their mistakes. So, if you're not good in front of camera, don't worry about that. And then maybe try affiliate marketing or maybe try dividend stocks. Try at least 3 different strategies because one is probably going to do much better than the other one. But at the same time, the other 2 strategies might lead to other strategies or they might lead to you just improving on those strategies. And pretty soon, you have some from one strategy, you'll be making some from another strategy, you'll be making some from a third strategy, and all 3 strategies combined, you'll start to see some significant income. Another thing I would say is obviously model the top people. So you should be like looking online and looking elsewhere, passive income online, how to make $100,000 per month in passive income, per year in passive income. Look up the top people that make passive income and just copy them. But not only that, you should try to get into like masterminds. I'm trying to get into a mastermind right now where the minimum is like $10,000 per month in passive income. So, and that's just like to get in. So most people are making like significantly more than that. But when you're just like around these types of people and you pay for like mentors and things like that, you will start to expand your horizons and you will start to make more. Just being like associated with those types of people, you'll just see how easy it actually is to make money online or just make passive income in general. So thanks for watching this video. And if you have any questions whatsoever about making passive income, drop them in the comment section below and I will be sure to answer your question. And please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.
All right, what's up, everybody? So I'm about to take you on a tour of a Miami penthouse that I just stayed in for the weekend. I was at this sales and marketing conference, so let's check it out. We wanted to stay in this place just because of the sick views. It's in a great part of Miami, right in the downtown. So this is the first bedroom, but actually I want to show you the view first. Check out this view. So we're on, I think, like the 27th floor, but there's actually 50 floors. So this is a really nice view, but I can't even imagine what the top floor must be. I mean, look at this building right here. So you can see all the water, all the buildings. This is actually a 2-bedroom condo penthouse. It's on the corner of the building, so those are usually a little bit more valuable just because you have more, you don't have someone on your side, so to speak. So check out this kitchen. And my favorite part about it, I love views, I love water, I love downtown, and I love outdoor spaces. So on this balcony, I mean, you can see everything. Get the pool down there, bunch of skyscrapers. See a lot of boats coming and going. I don't know if I want to call it a problem, but you have to actually time. There's a bridge, there's a drawbridge, so you have to time the drawbridge. So if you get caught at the wrong time, you're going to have to wait like 10, 15 minutes for a boat to pass, which is kind of interesting. Let me show you the master bedroom. So if I lived here, this would be my bedroom. I'd probably use the other room as an office. Just leaving now, so it's a little messy. But yeah, overall, really cool bedroom. Great views, tons of light. They have these, I think they're marble, maybe faux marble. In Florida, they don't really have wood floors too often because of all the moisture and everything. But here's the second bedroom. This is what I would use as an office. And you got a hallway bathroom right there. Full bath, washer dryers right in there. So let's check out the second bedroom. And this one, again, has access to the balcony. So it's a massive balcony, really open space, tons of light. I'm just going to have to do one more panoramic just because this place is so sick. We actually had to close the curtains a little bit because there was too much light coming in. I mean, you got everything out here. And the crazy thing about Miami is that there's so many places like this. I mean, this is a really nice penthouse, but there's probably 100 other penthouses just like this one in this building. And then you look at all the other high rises around. So that's one reason why I love Miami. So we're about to go to South Beach probably. We just finished up this really cool sales and marketing conference with some of the top marketers in the world. So we got a lot of value out of that. A lot of things we're going to go back and implement. So thanks for watching this video. Definitely, subscribe. Check out some of my other videos. I do some other tours, real estate tips. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention. So this condo building actually has a club or a bar on the rooftop. So it's a really cool scene. It has like a whole pool and everything. And you can just see all of downtown Miami. Really awesome views. So if you're into awesome views, water, great weather, definitely check out Miami. Book yourself a penthouse. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.
What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to prepare for the next recession. So if you've been following the economy or listening to the news, you know that a recession is probably pretty imminent. So in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to prepare for the upcoming recession. So that being said, please smash that like button and let's jump into the video. Okay, so what exactly is a recession on a very high level? It's basically when people lose their jobs, there's negative economic growth, and they can last usually about a year. So it can be a very difficult time period for a lot of people. Your stock values can go down, real estate can go down. Obviously, you can lose your job, your source of income. And according to Warren Buffett, there's a recession about every 10 years, or there's a very catastrophic financial event every 10 years. And Warren Buffett is the person to listen to about this. You can listen to CNN, Fox News, and different news outlets, but Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger are probably the best people to listen to in regards to this. So check your calendar and check the last time that there was a recession, and then add 10 years to that. Now, it's not exactly every 10 years, but roughly every 10 years, a significantly bad financial event like a recession happens. So we're basically bound for a recession. Now, the first thing you need to do is have as much money in cash as possible. And there's two reasons for this. Number one, you just want living expenses. So you want to have at least 6 to 12 months of an emergency fund, whether it's yourself, whether you have a family, just for personal expenses. You should track your personal expenses every single month, your rent, car payments, health insurance, food, groceries, whatever it may be, and have 6 to 12 months saved away in cash in an easily accessible bank account. And not only will that help you get through any tough time if you were to lose your job or something like that, but on the flip side of things, if you have cash saved away and maybe you don't lose your job, there's going to be a lot of distressed assets at a discount that you can purchase in terms of stocks, in terms of real estate. The last recession that happened, if you had actually been investing during that recession, you potentially could have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions, depending on how much you invested. So you should have an emergency fund for personal expenses as well as for investing expenses. The second thing you should do to prepare for the upcoming recession is to extend your credit lines as much as possible in terms of personal lines of credit as well as credit cards. Because during a recession, it's going to be very hard to access credit, access capital. A lot of times banks will get much more conservative. So if you do it now while you're flush with cash, if you are, it's going to be a lot better for you, and you can be more prepared to handle any ups and downs if it really comes down to that. And I'm not saying that obviously so that you can go like lease a new Ferrari or double your expenses or anything like that. But you want to have access to $20, $50, $100,000 or even more worth of credit if you need it. If there's a downturn and you have to access some credit or put some things on credit card. So what you can do now, if you have good credit and maybe you have a couple credit cards, is that you can talk to your credit cards and ask them to double your credit limit or maybe even triple your limit. There's a really good website, doctorofcredit.com, where you can see the policies in regards to each credit card's policy for increasing credit lines. A lot of times it's as simple as just a phone call, and sometimes you can just even click a button on your website online and it'll tell you instantly if you'll get approved for a new credit line. So you can do that with personal credit cards, as well as you can even ask your local bank, if you've had a good relationship with your local banks, for a personal line of credit. I have several personal lines of credit that I can access if needed. and it can basically be used the same as cash. So I can draw against it when I need to. And that can give you a lot of flexibility in terms of if you have a bad month, but also like I mentioned, maybe there's a very distressed asset that you can get a great deal on, but you have to pay cash for it. You can possibly access that line of credit. So definitely keep your options open. The next thing to do to prepare for the upcoming recession is to not live above your means. So during a recession, people could lose your jobs. So if you've overextended yourself and bought the most expensive house, the most expensive apartment, the most expensive car, the most expensive office space, whatever it may be, and then a recession hits and maybe your income drops by 50%, or maybe you have to access different cash accounts and savings accounts, you're going to be screwed. So try not to live below your means. Maybe get a smaller place. Don't overextend yourself. So look at all your largest expenses currently in terms of like housing, car payments, things like that. And if you're really leveraging yourself to the hilt, if you're overextending yourself, you should try to scale that back. Now, if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash in the bank and tons of savings and whatnot, that's a different story. But if you're really extending yourself like a lot of people are, try to scale back, and it's going to give you a better peace of mind. And it's also going to help you prepare for the recession a lot better. The next thing you should do is to pay down all your debt, because if you lose your job during the recession or you lose a lot of income during the recession, your debt could pile up. And that's the worst situation you want to be in. So try to pay off, maybe your smallest debts first, get the snowball rolling, as Dave Ramsey would say, and, work from your smallest debts up to your largest debts and try to just pay everything off. It's going to make you sleep a lot better at night. It's going to lower your interest payments, and you're just going to have more cash and credit available for when the recession happens. The next tip is to expand your network as much as possible. So I can tell you, just being in my own industry as well as other industries from friends and business partners that I know of, they'll tell you that it's never like the most talented person that wins. I mean, sometimes it is, but a lot of times it might be someone that's, maybe somewhat talented, but someone that just knows like everybody. So the more people you know, the more opportunities you're going to have for jobs, for joint ventures, for business relationships. So try to expand your network by 5 people, 10 people, 20 people. Try to go to different like networking events, maybe reach out to people, really make a focused effort of trying to build up your relationship as much as possible. Because when the downturn happens, you want to see what's going on. You want to see what's out there, who you can work with, who's hiring, and that type of thing. I even recently saw a social media influencer, and his whole thing was to meet 90 people in 90 days. Now that might be a little bit extreme, but maybe you can say, hey, I'm going to meet 30 new people in my business in 30 days. Or maybe you do the 90-day challenge. It's completely up to you. But you're not going to have less opportunities by meeting that amount of people. In fact, you could maybe even double your business or triple your business, or who knows. It's going to open up a lot of opportunities. The next tip over the coming weeks and the coming months is to invest in yourself. Learn new skills. Like look back the previous year and look at your skill set. I mean, did you go to different events? Did you learn any new skills? Are you still the same exact person as you were last year? You should always be looking to improve your skills and improve your value to the marketplace. Because when the recession happens, you want to be the most skilled person possible. And once the downturn happens, you might not have the money or the resources to invest in yourself. So you should do that now, while the economy is doing great and everything like that, before the recession actually happens. And just a couple of examples of investing in yourself. And I'll tell you exactly what I did this past year. And I'm going to continue to invest in myself in different programs and mentoring and things like that. But one thing I did was I took a YouTube class. So I paid money from one of the top YouTubers and basically learned exactly what he does, how he makes his video, how he looks for topics for his videos, how he writes his descriptions, everything like that. I improve my skills, I improve my value, as far as video marketing goes. Another course I took was a copywriting course. So this basically teaches you how to write more persuasively. So when I'm selling information products or even writing headlines for YouTube videos or whatever it may be, any type of writing, I've improved my skill in writing. I can still hire top copywriters, but now I'm dangerous enough to write my own copy essentially. And another course I took was how to sell higher ticket information products. So right now I have a lot of books on Amazon as far as real estate investing goes. They cost like $10, so not a lot of money. And I sell quite a bit of those. However, if I can take that same product, the same $5 or $10 product, and then create a back end where I'm selling it for maybe $100, 200, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, that's obviously a lot more profitable. And I have a lot of students that will buy the $5 or $10 book and then wonder where my higher ticket program is. Like they're asking me, every day or every week, hey, I'm looking for additional mentorship, additional programs, what do you have to offer? So I've been working on developing that as well. And there's tons of different classes and programs out there where you can develop your skills. And I would say this, try to develop your skills from someone that's actually done it, as opposed to going to like a school or university where it's just a teacher talking about it. Find someone Like Graham Stephan, for instance, he has a YouTube channel that has 1 million subscribers, and he has a YouTube course. So maybe you should take that YouTube course, or whatever it is you're trying to learn. Learn from someone that's actually been there and done that versus just a teacher of the information. The last tip I'm going to give you to prepare for the upcoming recession is to develop multiple streams of income. So if all your income is just in one place, maybe you're just a real estate agent, just a real estate investor, whatever you are, that's pretty dangerous, because it's almost having like one pillar on a building or a foundation, as opposed to having like multiple pillars. So for example, a couple of streams of income that you can work on, I'll give you what exactly I do, is I'm a real estate agent. I do real estate investing in the forms of flipping as well as rental properties. And then I also sell information products. So I sell like beginner's guides on Amazon, which you can check out in the link below, on how to get started in real estate investing. I have some marketing books. I have a whole series basically around real estate and marketing and things like that. And then I also have my YouTube channel, which I've started to make almost $500 every single month. So if you're in real estate, you can start a real estate YouTube channel, or if you're in any industry, you can start a YouTube channel around that, and eventually you'll start to monetize it if you follow the steps that some of the top YouTubers have done. And a lot of that information is free out there. Like I said, I took a course, but there's plenty of free information that you can start with when you're creating YouTube videos. And then there's so many additional income streams that you can go after, like dividend stocks. You can do social lending, which might be a little bit risky, but I would probably just stick to the bread and butter of like real estate, your job, and then information products, and then possibly YouTube, and then dividend stocks. Those are like 4 or 5 proven ways that you can start making passive income and start spreading out your income, so it's not just in one basket. So thanks for watching this video, and if you have any questions or comments, definitely drop them below. And if you made it this far, please smash that like button, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.
All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over how to generate a list of off-market motivated sellers, no matter what part of the US you live in. And if you stay till the end of this video, I will show you the exact postcard that I use on a weekly basis to generate consistent off-market leads as well as off-market deals. So definitely stay till the end of this video, and please smash that like button before we get started so I can get some more views and more engagement and more watch time on YouTube. And that being said, let's get into it. So step number 1 is to go to listsource.com. And keep in mind, with these list sites, there's plenty of different ones out there. I would just recommend ListSource. I would highly recommend it. Myself, I use it all the time, as well as a lot of other real estate investors who I know, like, and trust. I use it as well. So it's been tested and it works. So the very first thing you want to do, I have an account. You can just create one. It takes like 30 seconds, and you want to sign in. And the first thing that you're going to want to do is go to create your own. There's so many different places actually on this site that I haven't even really explored, but you want to create your own. And then this is how it starts, geography. So where do you want to buy houses? So as an example, you can do it by city, county, zip code. You can actually even draw a map. So you can do a map search where you just draw it around. Maybe if there's like just a couple blocks where you really want to purchase a house. For example, there was a soccer stadium that just went into my city, and I wanted to purchase a property right around there. So I drew a map right around the soccer stadium for people that have owned properties there for at least 10 years or 15 years. And I've started contacting them. I want to buy a house right there so I can walk to soccer games. And it's also a great location besides that. But that's just an example. So we'll just do city, and we'll do Washington, D.C., and so it has kind of like different Air Force bases and things going on, but here's the city that you want to choose. And what I like about ListSource, it shows you in real time the different properties. So next thing you want to do, I don't mess around with mortgage too much. There's some mortgage professionals that might want to mess around with that. But the main thing you want to do is property. So for example, you can look at property type. So you can, if you only want to search for multifamily, if you want to start buying apartment buildings, this would be a great marketing channel. There's 10,000 apartment buildings that have accurate mailing addresses. You can start marketing to them, and we'll sort it by more specific criteria, so you're only marketing to motivated people. But that's one example. And yeah, we can just leave it like that for right now. So we'll do multifamily, and the next thing you want to do to kind of sort the criteria a little bit better is last market sale date. So someone that's a motivated seller is typically not going to sell their property after like a year or two. That doesn't usually happen. Every now and then you'll see it, But generally speaking, it's going to be people who have owned a property for at least 10 years or so. Some people say more like 5 years, but I'm a little bit more conservative and I do more in the 10-year range. So, I'll just do, hey, we can just do 1900, and then 2019, we'll just do 2009. So that would actually been a great time to purchase. So 1900 to 2009. So we got 4,000. So these are people that have owned the property for a long time, probably built up some equity, and could be great, great potential candidates. Additional criteria that you can sort by, if you're really looking for, you can sort by, bathrooms, bedrooms, equity. A lot of investors do equity percent. I don't do that too often just because I assume if someone's owned the property for at least 10 years, they probably have a good amount of equity, but you can definitely sort it. And I'm not sure 100% how accurate the equity percentage is. As far as accurateness goes, like ListSource is great, but I just tend to do more length of time. So you can do equity percent. They have so many different criteria. I mean, everyone has data on you these days. So you can see just a lot of different types. They also have pre-foreclosure. So I don't do a lot of marketing to pre-foreclosure, just because I do absentee, I do equity, I do probate, inherited, evictions, things like that. But that's another option. You can also mail to pre-foreclosure. That is a very motivated group of people right there, I can guarantee you. So we have about 4,000 right now. Demographics, you can sort by age. Some people like to do age. So some people will do at least 45 and older. So you can do that and sort it down a little bit further. So you're going to get a little bit less of a group, but you're targeting, you're marketing more to the motivated seller, someone that might just want to cash out and not deal with the hassles of a real estate agent and that type of thing. Foreclosure, like I said, I don't do this too much. I'm not sure how accurate it is since it's changing, pretty much every day. And keep in mind with list providers, I think ListSource is great for absentee, equity, and just general tax records. There are other specific list providers that might just do foreclosures, or might just do probate, or might just do inherited properties or tax delinquent, things like that. So this is great just for the biggest list that you're going to have, which is more of like an equity, absentee owner type of list. So next up, options. So you can do absentee owned, you can do owner occupied. For multifamily, I don't really have a preference, honestly. If they have equity, if they've owned it for a while, chances are, you could have some motivated people there. Corporate owned, I've actually gotten some great deals from corporate owned properties. So I'm just going to put no preference. Just going to give me some more. It was already up there. Mailing address complete. So yeah, here we are. So now you just purchase the list. And so here is the cost. As you can see, so for $1,189, it's going to cost you, was it $240, which comes out to about 20 cents per lead, which is actually a little high. I think it's because I sorted through a lot of different criteria. Usually it's a little bit closer, like 15 cents per lead, which is still not bad. And the way you need to think about direct mail is that you spend, let's say $1,000 per month, or 2,000, or even I know a lot of investors that might spend $5,000 per month. And if you just get one deal, though, it's more than worth it. I mean, it's probably 20 times worth that. So you need to really think big with direct mail, because a lot of times, even after you sort through the best list, you're still only going to get about around a 1% response rate. So you have to be okay with that, and it's still great. Probably the best marketing strategy there is. So now we'll just you can name your list. Multifamily, at least 10 years owned, whatever you want to call it, and then you would just continue to check out. And basically it would just give you a CSV file. So it's pretty simple. It's just a CSV file, and then you just upload the CSV file to your direct mail company. I use Click to Mail quite a bit, so that's my company, and it's pretty much that simple. And you want to do this usually about once a week. You want to mail out your leads so that you can get calls coming in, and if you get 10, 20, 30 leads, you should be getting at least one deal. So keep that in mind. And you should be happy too when you get your first lead. whether it's a good lead or a bad lead. Sometimes you'll say people will call you and say, take me off your list. That's completely fine. You should be happy that people are actually calling you. So now let me show you the exact postcard that I use and that you can just copy. You can just basically pause the video when you see my postcard and just screenshot it or whatever you want to do. So here we are. Here's my postcard, and I try to put the person's name. If there's not enough data, if it's just like one initial for the person's name, then I'll just change it to homeowner. But usually ListSource will give you like the full first name as well as last name. And then every now and then, 1 in 20 might just have someone's initial. So I'll usually change it to homeowner. And then you want to put the property address. This is just the verbiage. And this is a yellow postcard on Click-to-Mail. And it's 4.25 by 6, which is what I recommend. It's kind of like a smaller postcard, but it works really well. And I forget who gave me this postcard, but it works great. So you can feel free to change it. The one thing I'd recommend, it's good to be very specific with postcards. So actually homeowner is not the best. You really want to say like, Dear Bill, Dear John, and then list their exact property address. And then you also want to have multiple ways for people to contact you. So here's my phone number. So they could call you. They can go to your website and fill out an information form. They can also email you. So you want to have multiple forms of contact. And I also have a 24-hour free recorded message line. So the more forms of contact, the better. Some people don't like calling. Some people don't like emailing. So it just kind of depends on who you're talking to. But here's the postcard, and it's to send these out on Click-to-Mail costs like 40 cents. So it's really not too expensive. And if you get like 5,000 of these things going out every single month, you're going to start getting some deals. At the very least, you're going to get a lot of leads. So there you have it, using ListSource. And like I mentioned, ListSource is great for building equity lists, absentee owner lists, multifamily lists, different things like that. If you're looking for like tax delinquencies, inherited properties, probate lists, you should go to other sources. There's more specific places to get that type of information. But ListSource overall is great. Highly recommend it. And if you have any questions about using ListSource or any questions about direct mail, just drop them in the comment section below and I'll be sure to reply. So thanks for watching. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.
What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I made over $140,000 in a single month this past year, utilizing 3 different income sources. Now, in a second here, I'm going to post a picture of the earnings, just so you know I'm not completely making this up. But if you want to know how I made over 6 figures in 1 month, definitely smash that like button and let's jump into the video. Okay, so the first source of income was from a real estate investment deal. It's really from a flip. Now, I'm going to post the amount right here, and as you can see, it's much more than $140,000. However, not all of that was profit. There was some construction costs, there was the amount I put in, and then there was the net profit after that. However, it was still a very significant 6-figure profit. Now, a couple things to know about real estate investing and real estate flips. Number 1, these types of deals where you make 6 figures on a single house, this doesn't happen every single day, every single week. This was probably the highest amount I've ever made on any single real estate investing deal. That being said, you always want to be marketing, because when you're doing a lot of marketing, you're going to catch a lot of different types of deals, so to speak. So the same way if you're, going fishing, you might catch a shark every now and then. If you're consistent with your marketing and you're putting your marketing out every single week, you're going to catch some big deals. Now, as far as 6-figure deals, if you do solid marketing over the course of a year, to the right motivated prospects, over the course of a year, you're going to see some 6-figure opportunities. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to make 6 figures on one deal or anything like that. However, just from my own experience, when I'm doing my marketing every single month, I come across some deals that might be at the 6-figure mark. And that's not even to say, some real estate investors are doing significantly more marketing than I am, and you probably do come across a 6-figure deal every single month. However, the main key is just to be consistent. There are some weeks and even some months that might go by where maybe I don't buy a house. But by being consistent, you never know where your next lead is going to come from. The deal I got, someone just called me out of the blue, said, I got this house, I need to sell quickly, make me an offer. And ran some numbers, made an offer, and we got it ratified ASAP, and we got to closing. So you always have to be consistent in your marketing, and if you're consistent, you'll see those big deals. Number 2, you always have to be marketing to the right motivated prospects. So that could be like absentee owners with tax liens, probate, pre-foreclosure, different things like that. like 90% of marketing is just sending your message to the right people. A lot of marketers will talk about, as far as direct mail marketing goes, which is actually how I found this deal and how I found most of my deals, it almost doesn't even matter what you say on your letter or postcard. 90% of it is just sending your mail to the right people. And I have different videos on how to find the right people and things like that. But absentee owned with high equity, properties that have been owned for 15, 20 years in up and coming neighborhoods, tax liens, pre-foreclosure, like I mentioned before, those are the types of properties you want to be marketing to. If I was just to send my marketing to the general public, to everybody, my marketing would be like dismal. I would have a very low response rate. I mean, with direct mail, you already get a pretty low response rate. But by only targeting, the right motivated prospects, you're going to do significantly better. And then the third thing to know about finding these really high profit deals is that, I'm in a higher end market. I'm in a pretty large city, and there's lower end markets kind of in my city, there's higher end markets, but just generally speaking, the prices are a lot higher in my city than in other cities. And I can give you some examples of some real estate investors I know. They would find deals in different parts of, like, I think it was like North Carolina or places like that. And they would find deals like 50 or 60% off the actual value of the property. However, when they went to resell them, even though they got a great deal, they might buy it at $50,000, fix it up and sell it for like $120,000. So there just wasn't like huge margins. However, when you're in like a higher end market, sometimes all you need is one deal because the margins are so much better. You might buy a property at $500,000 and sell it for like 6, 7, 8, or even $900,000, depending on the market. So try to target your marketing. You can target some of the lower end markets as well, but I think you're going to be more effective, and you won't have to do like 100 deals per year if you're in more of like a higher end, higher price range type of market. And I want to add something to that too. So you can be in the lower end market, and that's a great place to start doing deals, get some experience, and you can definitely make 6 figures and even 7 figures in some of those lower end markets. However, you can market to different cities. If there's a larger city nearby, do some marketing there. Maybe you start in the lower end market, but kind of work your way up because the higher price ranges, the higher margins and higher profit that you can have on some of these deals. Okay, my second source of income was from being a real estate agent, and I'll highlight the amount I made from being a real estate agent right on the screen there so you can see that. So the great thing about being a real estate agent is that you can also be a real estate investor. In fact, if you're a real estate agent and you're not being a real estate investor, or even vice versa, you're probably leaving a lot of money on the table. So whether you're in real estate or whatever industry or niche you're in, you should always look for complementary income sources. So as a real estate agent, I'm still doing marketing for real estate investing deals. And as a real estate investor, sometimes I come across great deals that would work as a real estate agent. And so by wearing both hats, you're going to open yourself up to a lot more income opportunities. And getting your real estate license is very easy. So if you're a real estate investor, I would highly recommend getting your license, obviously, so you can have MLS access, but also so maybe you can start doing real estate agent deals. And even if you don't want to do real estate agent deals, you can always refer out great leads that you get. So I might get like 25, 30 leads every single month in my business, and I'll refer a lot of those out, and I'll make referral income if I don't want to actually take them on as a client or list a property or whatever it may be. So there's many different ways you can optimize it and monetize, being in the real estate industry. And my third source of income, and I'll post that right on the screen so you can see it. And this was my smallest out of the 3 incomes, but still pretty decent, and actually probably the one I expect to grow the most over the next year or two. So that was from information marketing. So in addition to doing real estate investing deals and being a real estate agent, I decided to monetize my knowledge. So I published Kindle books on Amazon, which is basically a self-publishing platform for authors, marketers, business people, whoever it may be. So I published a lot of introductory real estate investing guides. And if you want to see them, you can go check them out on Amazon right now. I'll put a link below. But they're basically like how to get started in real estate investing. And I created a series of real estate investing books. So based on what I was actually doing, in the field, so to speak, with doing different real estate agent deals, doing investing deals, I put together some simple books, and I created 3 different versions of them. So Kindle, which is electronic format, paperback, and then also the audiobook version. Now these books sell for $5, $10 a piece, so I'm not making a ton of money obviously from them. However, the thing with information marketing is that once you get people inside your funnel, there's going to be a lot of people that buy those books, and then they might want more personalized, like higher end coaching. They might want one-on-one coaching. So actually right now I'm creating some higher value, higher ticket programs that are going to cost a lot more, and I'm also going to offer a lot more than something you would just read in like a little book or audiobook or something like that. So that's kind of my plan to increase those earnings. Now, in regards to multiple streams of income, that's obviously something that I'm very big on. And no matter what industry, whether you own your own business in real estate or whatever it may be, maybe you're self-employed, maybe you're employed at a job, you can always have multiple streams of income. And it's pretty stupid just to rely on one source of income, honestly, because you never know what could happen. So you never just want to rely on one source of income or, one source of anything for that matter. So try to build like a solid foundation with just, a couple different pillars of different streams of income. And I'll give you a couple more examples of multiple streams of income. So real estate is the obvious one. You could buy a rental property, start getting some cash flow from that. Now, honestly, I prefer more of like the multifamily. I think the numbers work a lot better. But you could start with a small rental property and work your way up from there. It doesn't matter what job you're in, what career you're in. Anybody can own rental real estate. And there's even like passive income real estate where companies that operate in smaller markets where the cash flow is a lot better. Like if you're in a very high-end market, it doesn't make sense to buy a $500,000 house and then rent it out for like $2,000 or $3,000. However, there's markets like Memphis, Jacksonville, and some of these other not lower end markets, but less expensive markets where there's companies that specialize in the property management. They'll put a tenant in there and they have a great reputation too. So you can look up, I think it's Memphis Invest, Jacksonville Wealth Builders, and there's many similar companies like that across the country that do all the management of rental properties for you. Another source of income could be a YouTube channel. I'm starting to make about $500 per month right now on my YouTube channel. So no matter what industry or whatever your passion or interests are, you can start making YouTube videos about it. You can say, hey, the 10 tips for doing this, or the top 10 things for this, or the 10 mistakes I learned in this. There's so many different topics. And if you're starting a YouTube channel, the best thing to do is focus on one interest. So if you're into gardening, focus on gardening. If you're into real estate and making money, focus on that. Whatever your interest is. And then look at similar channels to get ideas for what your videos could be about. Because you don't want to just start doing random videos if they don't have already a track record of getting views and getting watch time and things like that. So you could easily come up with like 5 or 10 different topics for your channel just by browsing other channels in your niche. Another source of income could be information products. So again, whatever niche or industry you're in, you could create how-to products and how-to information guides on your product or niche. If you're in the dog walking industry, you could say how to walk your dog, how to train your dog. There's plenty of different options available. And then once you have experience selling some of the lower ticket items, then you can move up to selling $1,000 products, $5,000, maybe $10,000 products. You can keep scaling it up. But just start with something. Maybe start with just your basic 101 type of guide for whatever industry you're in. You can throw it up on Amazon. It's very easy to self-publish, and that could be your first information product. So the next thing to know about making 6 figures in 1 month is self-education. And what I mean by that is, there's school and formal education on the one hand, and then there's like seminars and training programs and those weird things you see on the internet, join my program, join my course, things like that. You need to actually do those. Those things actually work. I can give you firsthand experience that those work. Because there is no school in America, as far as I'm aware, that will teach you, how to make multiple streams of income, how to make 6 figures in 1 month. They teach you very general knowledge in school. Whereas training programs, like I can give you a few examples. I took a real estate investing training program, which taught me how to buy and sell properties and pretty much taught me how to, make 6 figures per year and in some cases per month, flipping houses. So that was one example, and that's not something you're going to learn in school. In school, you're going to learn like the fundamental analysis of commercial, historical real estate. You're not going to learn how to make 6 figures a year, how to invest in real estate. That's not something they're going to teach you. Another course I took was a self-publishing program. So I took a couple self-publishing programs so that I could learn how to publish, different books and guides on Amazon and actually make money doing that. So as a result of doing those programs, I now, make passive income every single month from learning that very specific information that would never be taught in school. I mean, you can learn get a master's degree in English and literature and all this crazy stuff, or you can just learn how to actually publish a book and make money doing so. Like I'm not even the best writer, but I know what people are looking for. I know how to present the product or the book in the best possible way. And that's something that you're going to learn from self-education, not from school. And lastly, I took a YouTube course so I could learn how to make money on YouTube as well as grow my brand on YouTube. And most people, when they get started on YouTube, they have no strategy whatsoever. They're just putting out random videos here and there. They're not optimizing their videos. They're not looking for what videos are already working. And they're just not being strategic at all. However, with this course, after taking this course, not only am I making, close to $500 per month now from YouTube, and before I was making zero, but I see the potential in YouTube, and I see some people making $100,000 per month just from YouTube. And I'm not saying you're going to get there, or maybe I won't even get there, But that's the potential. And maybe you don't make $100,000 per month from YouTube, but maybe you just learn how to monetize it to the point where maybe you're making $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 per month. And that's pretty good. That's not bad to talk about your passion, what you're interested in, and actually get paid for it, almost like a TV show. The next thing I wanted to mention in regards to making 6 figures in 1 month is to join a mastermind group. So by being in a mastermind group, it's going to make you step your game up. There's going to be people in your mastermind group that are on like 10 times the level that you're on as far as real estate investing, marketing, whatever it is. There's mastermind groups for everything. So you want to make sure you join a high quality mastermind group that really has like a qualification process. I see a lot of mastermind groups where it's just like, join my mastermind group, it's free and it meets every Tuesday. That's kind of a mastermind group if you're just getting started. But ideally, you want to join a mastermind group where you might be paying $10,000 just to join, and your business has to be at a certain level to get in there, because that's where all the top level marketers and business people are going to be. And that's really how you're going to step your game up. That's how I improved my business significantly, was by just being surrounded with really high quality, high caliber business people. So there you have it, how I made over $140,000 in a single month, as well as some additional tips in regards to making 6 figures in 1 month. So, number 1, focus on multiple streams of income like I talked about. Number 2, try to get into as many self-education online programs, seminars, events, anything you can do to like increase your specialized knowledge in a certain niche or field. And then, like I mentioned, join a mastermind group. That's really going to make you step your game up and take it to the next level. So thanks for watching, and if you have any comments or questions, definitely drop them below. If you like this video, please smash that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye. What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be giving a review as well as 10 different things you should know about Athletic Greens. So this is a nutritional supplement. It's a green powder that I've been taking pretty much daily over the past 6 months. So in this video, I'm basically going to tell you my experiences and pretty much everything you need to know about the product. Okay, so here's the product right here. It comes in this plastic bag, and I have the monthly subscription, so they just send this in the mail once a month. And what I like about it is that unlike some, if you get protein powders or creatine or different supplements, a monthly supply, or if you buy a large amount, it might not really last you a month. The thing I like about Athletic Greens, it actually has 30 servings. And even though you try to take it daily, you don't always take it daily. So sometimes, a month's supply can really last much longer than that. And the whole reason I found out about Athletic Greens in the first place was Timothy Ferriss. So I'm sure you're probably familiar with Timothy Ferriss. He does a lot of health-related things, a lot of adventure-related things. He's always experimenting with different supplements, with different products, with different services. So he was the one that actually recommended this product. And for all I know, he could be getting paid millions of dollars by Athletic Greens. I'm not quite sure. But he said that this was basically the one that he recommends as far as Athletic Greens, athletic powders go. And Timothy Ferriss strikes me as the type of guy that, he doesn't necessarily need the money. He's not going out here being a huge affiliate for different people. I'm sure he probably has some affiliate relationships. But when he recommends a product or service, it's because he's tested it, he's tried it, he likes it, and he wants you to have, the best experience possible. Okay, so a little background on this product. The way it was founded was, from my understanding at least, was the CEO was actually having health problems, the person who started this company. And he was looking for different nutritional supplements because he wasn't getting the right nutrients, he wasn't getting the right minerals. And the products available on the market weren't really cutting it. They were lacking in some areas, and maybe they were super expensive, or maybe they just had ingredients that weren't quite the best. So he basically set out to create, the ultimate nutritional supplement as far as getting the minerals and vitamins that you need. And Athletic Greens actually has a team of nutritionists and researchers that have experimented with this formula and actually updated it and changed it over the years. So I think a decade ago, 15 years ago, this product was probably much different. And every year they try to evolve it. They try to make it better. They try to get feedback from customers, feedback from nutritionists, feedback from different people in the medical industry, just to create the ultimate green powder. All right, so who is this product for? Well, in my opinion, and also Athletic Greens, this product is for pretty much anybody that wants to be healthy. So whether you're an accountant, real estate, business person, entrepreneur, whatever you are, this product can make you healthier. It can give you an advantage that people that don't take this product won't get. Most people in their day-to-day lives, they might eat it like IHOP, they might go to McDonald's, they might skip a meal here or there, but overall, they're really not getting the nutritional supplements that you need on a day-to-day basis. So according to Athletic Greens, and look, I'm not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination, so don't take anything I say as medical advice. Always do your own research. But according to Athletic Greens, this product helps with your immune system. It helps with energy, and overall, you just feel a lot better. After I drink this, I feel much better. It's not like a Red Bull where like 5 minutes later, you all of a sudden feel like you need to run a 4-minute mile, but you will feel better. And like I mentioned, it might be the placebo effect. It might be the nutrients and vitamins kicking in. But just the fact that you're taking this and you're being healthy, it really helps to boost your energy and make you feel great. So what exactly is in Athletic Greens? Well, according to the company, there's 75 different ingredients that have been cold pressed and freeze dried. And these include superfoods, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals. And I don't want to list all 75. You can take a look at the nutritional label. Maybe I'll put it up there for you to see. But the whole idea behind it is that it's a mega nutrient supplement to cover all of your vitamins and minerals that you would need on a daily basis. And the cool thing about Athletic Greens is that as opposed to, shopping for like 20 different supplements and vitamins online or GNC or wherever you might be shopping for them, this one includes pretty much everything you might need. Now, there's always additional supplements you could take, but for the most part, this is going to encompass all the vitamins and nutrients that you'll need. All right, so what is the cost of all this? Well, I've signed up for the monthly subscription, which gives you a little bit of a discount. So I think I pay $77 per month, which sounds high, but you should pay a premium for your health. Your health is going to help you in business, life, pretty much everything. So I like to almost overspend on health-related items. And I don't even consider $77 per month that expensive, honestly. And if you want to just purchase it solo, I believe it's $97 per month. So $20 difference, not a huge amount. But I would recommend the monthly subscription just for the fact that it's going to show up in your mail once a month. So it's almost going to force you to say, oh man, I'm paying this much for it. I should definitely utilize what I'm paying for. And it'll kind of force you to take it once a day. Which leads me to my next point, which is what does Athletic Greens taste like? Because there's a lot of protein powders and different shakes and different things like that can taste pretty bad. Some taste pretty good. Some taste kind of so-so. But overall, Athletic Greens, it's a very mild taste. It doesn't taste bad whatsoever. It's perfectly fine to drink. And it also doesn't taste like you're drinking a Coca-Cola either. It tastes kind of like you're drinking like an unsweetened iced tea. So what I do is I mix it in with water. I think you can mix it in with pretty much any number of different drinks, but I'll just put like 1 scoop into water, mix it up. It's like green water, drink it, and it pretty much just tastes like tea. It tastes fine. No issues whatsoever with the taste. So what are the side effects of drinking Athletic Greens? Well, I'm sure if you're drinking a Red Bull, you feel super energized. If you're drinking a protein shake, you feel super bloated. With Athletic Greens, I haven't really felt either of those. I mean, it's literally like you're just drinking an iced tea. So I don't feel super energized right from the get-go, like the same way a Red Bull would make you feel. But I also don't feel bloated. And I try to take the drink usually about an hour before I work out. And you don't need to take it before you work out. You can just take it any random time of the day. But I usually don't like to drink a ton right before I go work out, obviously. But I think in the long term, it does make you feel better. I feel really healthy on a day-to-day basis. And, I think whether it's a placebo effect, whether I'm just taking this, I'm looking at all these amazing vitamins and nutrients in it, I think it definitely does help give you long-term energy. So if you're still interested in this product and you're still watching, there's 2 different places you can purchase it. I'll put a link below to Amazon so you can buy it off Amazon. I love using Amazon, so I'd recommend using it there, and you can use my link below. You can also purchase it directly from their website. Either way works. And one thing I forgot to add, in their monthly option, they give you these little travel packs, which is kind of cool. So a lot of times people get sick when they're traveling on the road or going on vacation. So these little travel packs, and this is actually Tim Ferriss mentions this as well. When he travels somewhere, he always takes the travel packs with him because they're so light, so easy, and it keeps you healthy during vacation. So use the link below if you're interested in buying it or learning more. You can also drop a question in the comment box below. And please please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye. All right, what's going on, everybody? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over about 10 different lessons I learned from getting over $200,000 worth of credit. So that's between personal credit cards, personal lines of credit, as well as business credit. So in total, I have about almost $250,000 worth of credit. Probably in the next 6 months, I'll be at $1 million. I'll make a video for that one as well. But in this video, I'm going to give you 10 different lessons and principles that you can apply today to increase your credit lines, to get new credit lines, and just to have an actual credit strategy when it comes to both personal and business credit. So let's get into it. And before I get into the lessons, the whole reason why you'd want this amount of credit, or potentially even more, are number one, there's going to be a lot of benefits in terms of interest rates as well as rewards when it comes to flights, cars, if you rent a car, hotels, different things like that. There's a lot of different rewards depending on which cards you have, as well as getting the lowest rates. It's going to be very important in terms of credit. Additionally, if you're an entrepreneur, instead of raising like venture capital or getting a money partner where you'll have to like split it 50-50, if you have a couple $100,000 worth of credit, it's all you. It's all up to you. You don't have to ask for loans. You don't have to split or do joint ventures. So that can be a huge advantage. And not only that, but having this amount of credit gives you a lot of insurance. So, if you're having a down month or something like that, you can rely on your credit or your credit cards to get you through that month. I don't recommend it, but it helps you sleep a little bit better at night knowing that you can cover whatever bill is coming your way. All right, lesson number 1 for getting over $200,000 worth of credit. When you are starting your credit journey, focus on Chase cards first. Focus on applying for Chase cards. I believe I have, 3 different Chase cards, and I'm trying to get more. I think their limit is 5, but you should try to get as many Chase cards as possible. And oftentimes you can actually do the Chase pre-approval where you can see which ones you might already be pre-approved for. So go after Chase as much as possible. I found their bank to be, they'll give the highest credit limits, they're the easiest to apply for, and they also have the best benefits. And then right after Chase, you should go for American Express. And American Express is also great. I think their credit cards are not as great in terms of benefits, but overall in terms of the big credit picture, you can get very high credit limits. You can get a lot of credit cards and even personal lines of credit and things like that. So try to start a relationship with both of those companies. Okay, lesson number 2. When you're applying for different credit cards and different lines of credit and different business credit, you should look for cards that you're already pre-approved for. And I mentioned that briefly in the first lesson, but Chase, American Express, different credit cards will actually have ways of telling if you're pre-approved that aren't going to hurt your credit. So anytime you apply for credit, and we'll talk about hard credit pulls in one of the later points of this video, but anytime you apply for credit, it's going to ding your credit score a few points. So you should be pretty strategic about which credit cards you're applying for. So I always go for Chase and American Express first, but also try to see which ones you're already pre-approved for. If you already have a relationship with Chase or already have a relationship with American Express, they oftentimes will tell you, hey, you're approved for this card, you're approved for that card. And so your likelihood of getting those cards is going to be significantly higher than if you just apply for like any random Chase or American Express card. The website Credit Karma is also really good for telling you which cards you're most likely to be approved for. So it'll have like every single type of brand out there, Discover, Capital One, Chase, everything. And it'll actually compile a list of the credit cards that you're most likely to be approved for. So Credit Karma is a great resource, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in one of the next points. But look for the pre-approved credit cards first. Next up is your credit limits. So if you already have credit cards or credit lines established, you should be asking them to double your limit really every 3 months or so. Every 3 to 6 months. I'm pretty aggressive, so I try to do every 3 months. But every single credit card you have, you should be asking them to double, even triple your limit. You don't want to be too ridiculous, and if your credit limit is at like 5,000 and you're asking for like 100,000, that's obviously not going to work. So try to keep it somewhat reasonable, but try to ask for a double or even triple increase in your credit limits every 3 months. And most of the time when you're applying for increases with your credit lines, there's basically just like a phone number to call, and they kind of plug your information in, and then they spit out a response, sometimes the same day, sometimes it might take a few days. And they'll also ask you, why you want a credit limit increase. And you can just say, look, I want more flexibility. I'm going to be using the card a lot. You don't really have to get too in detail. They're just kind of writing an answer down, plugging it into the system. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. Just make sure you're applying every 3 to 6 months. Okay, lesson number 4, and this is in regards to hard pulls, which I briefly mentioned before. So when you're applying for new credit cards, typically they are going to do a hard pull on your credit, meaning it's going to lower your score a few points. However, in the grand scheme of things, a hard pull is really not that bad. If you have like excellent credit and you have a couple hard pulls on your credit, it's going to lower your score, 3 or 4 points every single time you request new credit. So it's really not going to make that big of a deal. The biggest factors when it comes to credit are going to be credit utilization ratio, your history of credit, how many different types of credit you have, making sure there's no late payments, different things like that. Hard pulls are something you should not worry about too often. In fact, one of my credit mentors, he got over 200 different credit cards in 1 year, and actually several $1 million worth of credit in 1 year. So, obviously to get that amount of credit cards, you have to have good credit. And obviously if you're applying for that amount of credit, it's going to ding your score, but it's really not going to affect it that bad. So don't lose sleep over a couple of hard credit pulls. Lesson number 6. So the credit industry is always changing and evolving. There's always new offers, new cards, different things like that. So you need to stay educated when it comes to credit. And there's two resources that I would recommend. There's plenty of great credit websites out there, but two I would recommend. Number one is Doctor of Credit. So Doctor of Credit is great because it will talk about different types of credit cards and what you need to know. Is this going to be a hard pull or soft pull? What's typical amount you can get approved for? They will have so much helpful information for free. I think they make some affiliate money, if you purchase a credit card through one of their links. But it is very, it appears to be very non-biased advice and very helpful advice. So definitely check out Doctor of Credit to stay up to date on different credit cards and different offers and things like that. And then the second resource I would recommend is Credit Karma. So that's great for just keeping your credit score, up to date, for checking your credit score, for seeing which offers you're pre-approved for. And they have lots of other different helpful information, and it's free. So you definitely want to monitor your score, and then you want to stay up to date on the trends and different things going on in the industry. Lesson number 6. So to get to over several hundred thousand in credit, you should be applying for a combination of both personal as well as business credit. And a lot of people think you need like a corporation set up in 5 years history and all this to get business credit. You can apply for business credit in your own name. You can just be a sole proprietor. So most people aren't even aware of that. So you should try to start applying for business credit with different banks and credit cards and things like that. Look on Doctor of Credit. They have some very helpful information in regards to business credit. And American Express is also one I would recommend for getting started with business credit. Lesson number 7 is something called reconsideration lines. So when you're applying for all this credit, every now and then, probably more times than not, you might get rejected for a credit line increase or for a new credit card. However, what you can do, especially if you've been a good customer with this bank or credit card company, you can call what's called their reconsideration line, and you can just look up the bank or credit card company and look up their reconsideration line, and just call them and ask them to reconsider their decision. And sometimes you will get a much better response than you would think. Sometimes they'll fully approve you. Sometimes they'll meet you halfway and say, look, we can't approve you for a $50,000 line of credit, but we can do $25,000. Does that work for you? So you really just need to talk to them, be nice to them, be friendly, say, look, I'm a great customer, sweet talk them a little bit. And a lot of times you can get them to reconsider the decision. Lesson number 8 is lines of credit. And I love lines of credit. As a real estate investor, this is one of the most helpful things out there, because it's essentially cash that you can draw at any time. Obviously you would have to pay interest on it depending on if you pay it back during the same month or not. But as opposed to just putting it on credit, you can essentially move this cash around into your bank account or pay for different things. So it's very helpful. And the best way to get lines of credit, from my own personal experience, is to start relationships with banks, with local banks. And once you start relationships, they'll oftentimes have options for personal lines of credit as well as business lines of credit. So what I would do is probably start a banking relationship with at minimum of 3 different banks. And I like Wells Fargo. You can also do, maybe if you have a local bank, and maybe try a national bank as well. And you can kind of play them off each other and see which one kind of has the best options. Or maybe you get a personal line of credit with all 3 of them. Because every bank is going to work a little bit differently. But the most important thing is just to start building a history, building a relationship with these banks and credit card companies. And then, if you're a good customer, you pay on time, you have good credit, they're going to start to offer you different products like personal lines of credit, business lines of credit, different things like that. Lesson number 9, and this is something that I've learned the hard way, so pay attention. You should be building your personal lines of credit as well as your business lines of credit when you don't need it. This should be your insurance plan. This should be, you should be looking to get more buying power, but try to build it up as much as possible once you get good credit. Because once you're in a credit crunch, hopefully you're never in that situation, but if you are, it's going to be very difficult to get credit. And you don't want to have to be taking out loans from different people and loan sharks and things like that. So try to build up as much credit as possible when your credit is, in the 700s, when your credit's really good. You should almost be paranoid that, I don't have $100,000 worth of credit. I could be, that's almost in a dangerous position to be in. So try to build as much credit as possible. Go over the top. If you think you need $50,000 worth of credit, try to get 100. Try to get 150. At this point for me, it's like a game. I'm going to see if I can get, several $1 million worth of credit for all the benefits and purchasing power that it provides. So thanks for watching this video on building out your credit lines and getting new credit lines. And I'm going to put the credit resources that I recommend at the bottom of this video so you can check them out. And if you have any questions about getting additional credit, definitely drop them in the comments below. And please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. All right, bye.